Good evening everyone and welcome to the XRL pre-show brought to you by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. Sorry we were a little bit late tonight, we've had a lot of issues down our end as usual, and I just couldn't get on in time. So we're going to have a shortened pre-show with our feature race being the F1 Division race. I'm now getting myself in the lobby for tonight's race and there seems to be a lot of us there, so I'm going to get in the box very, very shortly. But firstly, we're going to show you the overtakes of the week. We're going to get straight into that, and we'll be right back. The Salvers on either side there. First race for him, it's more important just not to cause any incidents, I think, rather than winning.
The close battle between both Salvers here, going down to turn 1.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it from AZ Assassin's point of view, because these two are reasonably close. As AC Assassin's going to have them both.
Oh, AZ Assassin's just taking full advantage and taking both of them there. Great move.
Make it past. If he can make it past Bobberts before Andy gets past Team Aspel, then
Team Aspel is yet to pit, so he's the leader of the
going down the pool, and that's a great move from Velexity. Great move from Velexity on Bobberts there, good. And he's now got about a second and a half to get against Andy.
You're faster than the car ahead in Sector 1. Use that advantage to get past.
Good evening everybody, and welcome to the first instalment of This Week in XRL, sponsored by GamePod.co.uk and GT Omega Racing. Tonight I'm joined for our first instalment by the Sahara Force India driver for the F4 Division, Sick V2O Zone, and we'll just be going through how his race went, because he was the driver of the day. And James, are you here? Can you hear me okay? Good stuff. Now you were involved in a collision with XRL Gravedigger at turn 1. Sorry, on the first lap. Sorry, and just what happened exactly?
So I got a very good start. I started 5th, and by the end of a long 5th straight, I was up with Gravedigger, making a move on him for the lead. And it was probably a move I shouldn't have gone for. I tried at the inside of the right hand as he cut off the straight, tried to back out of it, clipped his back end and spun him. But it was a legitimate penalty. It was my fault, so I don't mind taking it.
Okay, yeah, no, sounds like it's deserved. No prejudice there, but so obviously you had the drive through at the end of the first lap. What was your strategy for the rest of the race then? Was it damage limitation mode, just go for it because you had nothing to lose really as you were effectively the back of the grid?
Well, I came out in 10th after the drive-through, and I thought I could. I think it was basically down with limitation. I was just trying to salvage as many points as I could. I thought I might maybe get into the top 6 if I really was quick.
Yep, and obviously as the way things planned out, there was a crazy six or 5 car battle for the lead. It was a crazy race. So we'll just describe some of the battling you had to do to get back up there.
Well, I didn't expect to be anywhere near it for a start. They were just going so slowly. I found myself on the Packerville within about 15 laps, and it was sort of the best race that I've ever done. I think it was me, Ray Digger, Mini Ninja, and Isle of Jigsaws. About 8 or 9 laps, just get swapping positions lap after lap.
Yeah, no, obviously I was in that race. If you all know, I'm an F4 Division driver. Wasn't the best day for me, but not my story. Yeah, no, it looked crazy from the mini-map. Obviously, there was a chance at one point it looked like you might win it, but obviously Jigsaw's pace, I mean, it's just immense, obviously, as we both know. Do you reckon you probably, if the Jigsaws obviously didn't have that pace, do you reckon you had that race won? Oh, sorry, did you not pick that one up? Yeah, sorry. No, I just said, obviously Jigsaw's pace, we know it's immense. Obviously, if you didn't have to deal with Jigsaws, obviously you probably would have won that race. Does that make you feel good that obviously you're only beaten by a guy who's probably 2 divisions above quicker and pace? Does that make you feel good that you drove really well and you got the pace?
Yeah, well, in this division, lately, second feels like a win because there's basically nowhere you can beat Jigsaws. Wherever he starts from the back, at the front, he'll just drive away basically.
Well, yeah, because even in Hungary, tough track to overtake, he still won. He didn't qualify, did he? So, yeah, so it's probably a lost cause there. Okay, well, thank you very much, James, for that, and hopefully wish you good luck for the rest of the season.
Okay, thank you for having me.
No problem there.
Right, so that was Motorsport Nerd's first sort of look into. He's going to start doing league reviews each week. I mean, he did have a second part, and unfortunately we can't get to that because we want to get to the action on track. Me and Christopher Moss will be going and commentating live from Monza any minute now. We're going to quickly roll a few ads. We've got an interesting one. Race of Champions is coming up, guys. Obviously at the end of the season, more details to be announced this week, along with next season's calendar. So get over to the website, keep an eye on that one. Also, a little bit more news for you all. We've got the go-karting event as well. I mean, if we've got plenty of spots available for that one, so if you can all make the day go-karting, then it'd be really, really good to see you there. More information again on our forums, but have a read, and you can get your deposit in within the next month. Then we'll try and get you in racing on the go-karting day, and it should be a good experience for all of us. I know a lot of people that are going already, so hopefully we'll see you out on the track for that one, but we're going to get ourselves ready because they are a good few minutes. Do you want to enhance your XRL racing experience? Sign up to Premium today to receive 800 Microsoft points from XRL gamertag and join the ever-growing community. An ad-free forum with a members area and additional features such as extended private messaging limits. Every stream uploaded to members' forums from F1 to F5000 and XRL Classics. A custom signature on the XRL forum of your choice. All new setup lap guides from F1 drivers such as Velexity, F1 Nige and Mr Ice Cold Andy. Monthly prize draws with big prizes from sponsors such as GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. Pick the car you want next season with XRL Driver Priority. Premium members get to pick their car ahead of the driver draws. 10% off all store items and a free keyring when you sign up, so help support the league today and sign up for XRL Premium. Good evening everyone and welcome to the XRL F1 Division stream brought to you by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. This week we are at the legendary Monza circuit in Italy, and this one proves to be a cracker. It's such a short track with most of the track is in full throttle, meaning that the lap times, there will not be too much between some of the really quick guys. In the box with me tonight is Christopher Moss, aka Writer's Tag. How are you?
I am very well, Dan. How are you?
I'm good, Well, Jambo's currently got pole, got 4 minutes left of qualifying. Mr. Ice Cold Andy has the championship lead and quite a commanding one at that, but the interesting battle between F1 Nige and Lewis Hamilton continues with only a few points separating both of them, so it'll be interesting to see how they both get on. But let's get onto the track anyway, and as I said, Jambo has got a short lead at the top, and Mr. Ice Cold Andy is not in pole. He's currently P3, Jambo P1. He's flying with Velexity in P2. Sean Bean coming up from GP2 is in P4 currently with the Paragon in 5th. 6th is Fearless with 7th LGS. A confused Emu making a rare reappearance in 8th with the debutant Mr. Indigo in P9, just under a second off the pace. Team Matable with rumours about his future in the league is currently 10th and the last one to qualify with Lewis Hamilton, XRL Bobbits and F1 Nige, all not having set a lap time yet with just 3 minutes to go. We have got a new driver in by the name of Fozzy37 who was a last minute thing. I've heard of his lap times. He needs to go a little bit quicker, but let's see what his race pace is like anyway. I don't think he'll do too well tonight, but it's good to get him involved in the league. But no, exactly, that's the thing. Anyway, who are you on track with, Chris?
I'm currently on board with second place man over Lexity, currently in the first sector, approaching the second chicane before heading towards Lesmo 1.
Yeah, he's took that quite well as well, just keeping an eye. I can never get that chicane right. It's quite a difficult little one because you can be a little bit aggressive on the corner, but this is now coming
I always find you can always get one sector wrong and get two sectors right.
He's just stuck it.
Did not do that right.
Stuck it in the gravel. Got Rusty Nuts signing in for the evening. Yeah, Rusty, I think you were applying the "there we go" on the chat to. I think it was something I did. I didn't have my mic on. It was on mute still, so I was just chatting away. But it'd be interesting to see how many other you guys are signing in for the night. As I say, join in the chat. Let us know. Ryber sent me a message. I can't even look at messages in the race. No, we've got a full lobby, we can't do that. Right, so we are now probably going, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's got 2 minutes left to quality. He might be able to get out again, but it's not many cars out on the track at the moment. 13 people watching the stream now. Good to see.
Almost a full lobby of people.
Well, F1's been quite a good turnout in terms of, people watching the streams. I mean, you get quite a lot of people, so it's all good. It's a shame I couldn't really do a proper pre-show. Sort of let down Motorsport Nerd because he had a second part to his little weekly overview of the league, or a specific league. I think he'll be doing the F1 Division this week, but Team Atable's now coming to start a lap.
Yeah, I'm currently on board with Bobbits, who hasn't set a lap time yet.
Right, I'm going to keep on Team Atable, but yeah, let us know how Bobbits does. We'll keep on until he makes a mistake, if he does. Motorsport Nerd signing in for the evening. Good evening, George. Played your first league review. I only did the interview with ACPXB, so we didn't have enough time. Dinner was late. I was wolfing it down, but I couldn't get back in good enough time. And Team Atable backs out. He's busted the corner cut. He's got a minute left.
Oh, and Bobbits has just cut the second chicane there.
And looks like he's backed off a little bit as well. He's gone wide at the Lesmo. Still looks like let's see. He's definitely not going now.
No.
Jambo warming up his tyres, getting a little bit wide around the Parabolica, getting a little bit of dirt. He's now about to start his flying lap. He's done 20.6 on the options and has currently got provisional pole by the fractions of a second. Not even, it's just under a 10.
Yeah, Valexi's out on track now. He's coming up to a Scary chicane. He's with 30 seconds left. I don't know if he's going to get that time in.
It's tight. It does take about 30 seconds. That last sector's probably 28, 26 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, he's just got on the straight now with 17 seconds. I don't think he's going to make it. 10 seconds remaining in the session. No, Valexi's not going to get a lap in.
So, Jambo, yeah, has backed off here. Mr. Ice Cold Andy, currently P4, he's on the option tyres. He's just a 10th off the pole position, which is set by his teammate, Jambo. Let's see how he gets on. And I thought...
He took the second chicane very, very well.
Yeah, he's on a flyer. This is a good lap. Keep an eye on this.
I reckon this could be a shout for pole position right now. Now that's a lap time. Did Andy just really go 120.1?
It's crazy, isn't it? I think I've seen people go quicker than that. Oh,
I've definitely seen
sorry,
people
George. Paragon's on the lap at least. That's not a really... That's not a banging lap time. Anyway, let's get a picture of these results. And Emu goes P3. That's a good result for Emu. I think he should continue. You know, he's wanting to finish racing, but top 8 covered by less than a second. LGS looks good. And that's a good lap for him. NMR, Mr. Indigo, a little bit off. Team Aspel and a little bit further back. I don't think he's really practiced enough, but I mean that's a decent lap time set from Mr. Ice Cold Andy. He is blown, but he's not exactly got no challenges tonight. There are a lot of guys behind him who are, you know, they're looking really good. Some of them. I mean, Jambo.
And you've got Nige who hasn't qualified either.
No, yeah, the problem is he's got to get around a lot of drivers. He's qualified half a second quicker, just under, which, you know, is quite a lot, but you look at the guys behind and they're no slouches. Emu, Jambo, Velexity, Sean Bean's got some good race pace, Fearless, you know, Nige as well, Lewis Hamilton, both of those starting right at the back, wanting to keep out of the problem, I think, but yeah, we'll have a quick rundown of the starting grid.
I don't know, I think the first corner of this first lap is probably going to decide who's going to win this race, I reckon. If Andy gets out a couple of seconds just in the first sector, I reckon Andy's done for a shout for the win.
Well, yeah, that's the easy choice, isn't it? If you're thinking outside the box, I wouldn't. I would put a good bit of money on Jambo, you know? He looks good round here.
Yeah, or if not Velexity, because I know his pace on options is sublime.
No, right. So let's have a look at the standings. We're both in the Marussia, and I have qualified ahead of you. Yes.
You just got to be careful because you've got Fozzie right behind you on the grid.
I have, that's something actually. So Mr. Ice Cold Andy and Jambo making a Force India lockout at the front. Emu back after, I know he's got a decent amount of practice in for this track. He is a top driver and I would not discount Emu. Only 5/10 off pole and very, very close to Jambo and Velexity on pace. Velexity from GP3, he's racing in 2 divisions at the moment and he has got P4. His 2 qualifying sessions read 1st and 4th, which for F1 terms is very, very good. Sean Bean, 5th place, decent for the GP2 step in. The Paragon 1125, P6, done a good job. He's put in a good amount of practice and hopefully if his race pace is up to scratch he can get an outside chance for podium. Fearless in P7, I expected a little bit more if I'm honest. LGS has done a decent job in P8, he's got a hard task to overtake the cars in front. NMR, Mr. Indigo on debut. I know Monza's not one of his favourite tracks. You got Lewis Hamilton, Nige and Bobbert, who won here in his debut race in GP2 last season. Can he do it again? He's got a lot to do. He's starting 1 from last in 13th. And yeah, he's going to have a tough race with Fozzie, another debutant, coming in for the start of he'll do the race and hopefully he can keep up to the pace of the cars in front. But very, very last minute thing with Fozzie and hopefully he'll do well. But I've got to make sure I get out of the way. Can you just ask to see if they're okay to go?
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Right, well, so we want to hear some comments from you in the chat box, guys. I know there's plenty of you watching the stream tonight. Get your comments out there. We want to hear from you, and hopefully we'll be able to provide a fantastic race for you all to enjoy. 15 of you watching. I know Jambo's watching. That's not quite right, Jambo. Peachy is watching. Good evening, Peachy. Mr. Deeds, Motorsport Nerd, Rusty, Clarves. We've got a host of guest watchers as well. So start commenting in the chat box, guys. And Peachy's watching. I thought he was maybe commentating. That's not good enough, Peachy.
Dan, they're all ready to go.
Let's go then. We'll get onto the track for one of the shortest 100% races you'll ever find. Because of the amount of 100% full throttle you get around here. It is crazy. But that first corner's heart in the mouth moment for us as commentators. You never know what's going to happen, however good the driver. As you said earlier, Chris, you got Luizzi a few years back in HRT. We don't want that.
Definitely.
We'll be going to track shortly. Be aware.
Oh, it'll be ironic if Codemasters could do something similar in this race without the HRT being involved.
I know you keep forgetting that the HRT's not in this game anymore.
Shame, but they were just never on the pace.
No, that's true. Right, so here we go for 53 laps of the Italian Grand Prix. So, Force India lockout with Mr. Ice Cold Andy and Jambo there. I am in 14th place and got to get out of the way for Fozzie, but this proves to be a top race. 100% here, 53 laps. This first corner's heart in the mouth moment, but I broke my wing through that. Right, so we are away for the Italian Grand Prix. Mr. Ice Cold Andy has got a good start. Jambo has got a queue of cars all over. We've got
Jambo's off.
Jambo's being given a nudge by the Red Bull there of Emu. Apart from that, looks quite good. It'll be interesting to see. So Fozzie's lost connection literally straight away. And Emu, if he doesn't get a penalty for that, he'll be getting one from me because Jambo has gone straight from first to last. Because of that, that's a shame.
He's gone from fourth to second, and Andy's just completely messed up the second chicane there.
Oh, got a Red Bull.
And Flexi's in the lead of the race.
We've got, well, I'd like to see that a little bit more. We've got XRL Bob, it's got a Red Bull, I believe, of Lewis Hamilton, who had a little bit of a mistake there. Right, hopefully all has calmed down now. Lewis Hamilton not having the best of starts, but let's work our way further up there. XRL Peachy, going to be a good race. NMR Mr. Indigo up into 10th place, Nigel up into 9th. We're now into this big pack of cars. Team Matable is going to hold him up in 8th. Nigel's done well, he's on the prime tyres, and that's a decent start.
Andy and Flexi have had contact at the front. Flexi's off and spun at the Parabolica.
Oh dear, Andy. What did you see of that?
Well, they're all braking for the Parabolica. Andy, I think, just broke a little bit late and caught the back of the Mercedes, and Flexi had nowhere to go except for the gravel.
Well, I just saw Paragon take out a Williams there. Not a great start, if I'm honest. These guys should know better. But Nige, he's going to have a dive down the inside. And oh dear.
Oh, there's a car just shunted off in the barrier.
Yeah, that was Nige. That's another one from the Paragon you could say was a bit of a debatable one. He just... oh, I don't know.
And LGS has gone up to 3rd place from, I believe it was 8th on the grid.
Yeah, it is, Rusty. It is indeed. Lewis Hamilton's up into P7. Hopefully everything's calmed down, but NMR Mr. Indigo's got a Williams all over the back of him. Ascari doesn't make the move. Getting all out of shape, the Williams. Oh dear, what's that Williams done? Lost a bit of control. The car's behind, I believe that is Jambo. And Jambo's must be so annoyed.
Matmos made a decent start off to 5th place from 10th.
Yeah, Team Mansell's had a
Probably
good
been the-
start. Jambo
Yeah, he's
is
probably been the
really
quietest.
struggling. I feel for him so much. He's got all of his wings, so he can hopefully put in some laps. But oh, we got some lag in here already.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton I've just seen.
No, I mean I've got a ghost car and oh no, F1 Nige has stopped.
Nigel's been disqualified.
We can't. He's a host. He's got to stay in it, and he's not going to. So leader is Andy. Sorry, Crazy Fish, for not informing you. We've got Sean Bean keeping him honest on the prime tyres, just behind. LGS up into P3, flying Emu after his earlier incidents in P4. Team Battleball is still doing okay in P5, with Lewis Hamilton and the Paragon fighting out P6 and P7. Some people are going to be getting some penalties, I think, but can't really discuss that now. It's a bit unfair, but NMR Mr. Indigo doing a good job in P8 on his debut. He's starting to climb up the list, and he's keeping on a decent pace. Bobbitt's up in P9, again not doing too bad, just caught up in a bit of carnage. And Velexity from the lead to last, and now fighting with Fearless, who's on the prime tyres, so he's not doing too bad. Going to try and go around the outside.
He's got the
Not
pace,
quite.
he's got the lefty.
I mean, that gap between first and pretty much last, I'm not sure how much that is. It's probably around 10
He's fired
seconds.
straight.
Not quite. It's about 10. It's about 10 to 11 seconds. Fearless just keeping it in, and Valexi's lost another place.
Sean Bean's up to second.
Whoa, we've got a... Bobbitt's lost connection.
Do you want me to invite Nigel and see what he wants
And
to say about
Bobbitt's.
the first race? And Bobbitt's. Both at the same time or
Yeah.
one after the other?
Get Bobbitt's in first, and then ask him to go. And
Oh,
we'll
I
get...
just invited Nigel.
Oh, whatever. Either way. Right, so a big group of them. P7 to P3. This is looking very close.
And
Sean...
he's lost his front wing.
And he's lost his front wing. Where's he then?
Oh, I think he might be actually his end plate rather than his front
Yeah,
wing.
I just saw a bit of
Definitely
wing out on the exit of the Parabolica when I was on board at the
his right end
Paragon.
plate.
We're going to get a bit closer to the action here, and Lewis Hamilton is overseeing a TRS scrap between, well, 3 or 4 of them here, as we have Team Atwell, who's locked up, gone deep. He might get a penalty for that because you can't do that too much, and Emu's there for the taking, and Lewis Hamilton up into P5. Can you give Bobbitt an invite, because he's just invited me to a party. Now Team Atwell's there for the taking. Lewis Hamilton thinking about going around the outside. Team Atwell should be able to defend. He does. Lewis Hamilton should know not to overtake. He doesn't. And Team Atwell holds. Bobbitt,
What was the point of Nige bloody leaving?
I know.
knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
Is that why he lost connection then, do you think?
Yeah, because of the session horse migrating.
It is ridiculous. I don't understand why Nige does it. You wouldn't go on a go-kart race like we're going to in May. He might like have an incident early on, or he spins or something. You know what? Just walk out the car. You can't do that.
Was I the only person to disconnect?
Yes.
Oh, excuse my language, but fuck's sake.
It's annoying, isn't it? I mean, you saw some incidents early on.
A waste of my time. Yeah, I saw some of the incidents. I did have one myself with Hamilton going into the second chicane. I went on his inside and well, there's nothing either of us could do really to get out of the way because he was battling with Nige and I was just joining in on the act. But yeah, that's annoying because I just literally as soon as that happened, I finished that lap and I put in the fastest lap. So yeah, bit peed off.
Nige, I was just about to send you a message.
Well, you do know I am still in the lobby, so before you start saying that fucking Spam
Yeah.
got the pram and I've disconnected, I'm still in the lobby, so if it makes no difference, I'll just leave it now.
No, the problem is when you. It doesn't matter if you've left the lobby or you've left the race. If you leave the race, that fucks the connection up anyway. Well, sorry for my language, but it does. That's what it does. You got everyone. The host has to be racing, and I mean, it was the first lap. It was noted. You know, you've got to try and go on and continue, surely.
It said on my screen now that you left the session, and then as soon as you did,
It said he got
said on my screen
disqualified from the session, and the host.
Yeah.
That is all I got. It didn't say host migrated or anything. It's LGS. You're going to have a look.
On my screen, it came up as he disqualified, and then literally a minute later it said that he left the session, and then everyone on my screen left, but I was the only one left. So obviously, I presumed at that point that I was the only person that had lost connection from that.
There was no host migration. He was still in the lobby. There wasn't a host migration.
That's strange then, because it said on my screen that he'd left.
But it just said he disqualified from the session because he stood still for ages. But I mean,
That might have been why he lagged out then, if it said that on his screen, but no one else.
the host is still the same, but if the host isn't racing, it mucks the connection up quite badly. Paragon makes another mistake, and it's just let the Williams and Fearless go through.
I mean, apart from that,
Now the
instant ahead at the
session's
start, I think I'd
migrated.
So what's happened? What's happening? Is everyone like?
Everyone's still on the
losing
track
connection?
and racing. I mean, Nigel got caught up in a bit on the first lap.
First lap, it was a second lap.
Oh, now Jambo's lost connection.
Apple's made it up to third place.
Can you get Jambo in, Chris? We want to hear from him. He's lost connection. And he's currently in P3 and is not exactly doing too well. He's got, I believe that's Team Matable in front of him. And in the lead is Sean Bean 22 on the prime tyres. He is flying. And he hasn't had many incidents. And whoa, that lap time there was 25.5 early on from him. He is literally flying at this moment in time.
And his gears are short, so he set his power up to be out in front.
And he's done a
Yeah.
25.3 for his fastest.
On the options, whereas he is missing an end plate, which can cost him quite a bit going around a corner like the Parabolica, for example. But let's see where he tops out. He's going to have DRS on Team Matable here, and he's topping out 2:15.16. So it's more than me. Maybe I'm gearing my. I think it's the Red Bull because I've got most of my gears quite high, but bit of wheel spin from Team Matable now and.
And we've got XRL PT feeling Sean Bean for the win at the minute.
Yeah, he is. He's looking good, isn't he?
Well, not bragging or anything, but I would have beaten him.
You say this every week.
Right,
Oh, Team
well,
Matable makes a mistake, and through
right,
goes
well,
Andy.
I'm gonna. Well, obviously, nothing's gonna happen because I was the only one to disconnect, so I'm gonna shoot off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. But
No,
yeah.
I mean,
It's frustrating
complete waste
because
of
you
my time.
practiced
complete
all
waste
week.
of my time is all I'm gonna say.
And really, I know Nigel, you didn't have like the best start, but it's 53 laps, man. And it just affects everyone if you disconnect or
Well,
something.
I guess I was the lucky target, wasn't I? Alright, well, yeah. Ciao, everybody.
See you later, man.
Yeah.
I know
And he's back
Codemasters'
up
game
to P2.
isn't good. Yeah, Team Atwell made a mistake at Scar in this currently P8. I mean, yeah, I know the game isn't great, Nige, but we're all having to play out the same
Listen,
conditions.
mate, if everybody had an awareness of space, I wouldn't have had to leave in the first place. So let's not fucking go on about, you know, leaving on lap 1. If people could drive properly and people had spatial awareness and they knew when to turn in, they wouldn't even be sat here talking.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if we had an example of the go-kart day, if someone was to...
Mate, come on. I've go-karted a lot more and been involved in incidents before in go-kart, and obviously I'm not, you don't do that. But when you talk about people in a game, when people should know what they're doing, then, you know, fucking, we're in a league, it's supposed to be the F1 Division, and yet people still continue to make stupid mistakes.
Is that a bit of lag in my stream? Oh, I know. I shouldn't be making the mistakes.
Well, you can't
Who was it?
go-karting when you don't really know me on a personal level. You don't know what I'm like at go-karting. You don't know what I'm like.
I didn't even know what I was going to say, Nige. That's the thing, you just butted in.
But you're saying, you know, I shouldn't be quitting on lap 1 and this, that, and the other, and there's 53 laps. Well, you can look at it like that, but then fucking. The one thing I was saying about the league is that it's supposed to be like, you know, brilliant racing, and it'll only ever be brilliant racing if the people that are racing know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, we got a Ferrari there. I think that's of the Paragon. Making a mistake at the Parabolica. And he's pitting in, so is that tyre wear?
I've got a message from Jambo. Do you want me to read it out?
I don't know, go on.
Quoted from Jambo X. Can be bothered to race when I'm getting hit off by everyone who then don't get penalties for what he had.
Thing is, I've got all of Jambo's incidents written down, and they would have all got penalties. As well as the Nige one. As well as Amy hitting Jambo off at turn 1.
Jambo, so sorry if you bro, you're in for a good race. Same as you.
I've seen all the stuff on the forum about what you're trying to do to make things better and make people want to stay in the league. I wouldn't believe in the league if things like this didn't happen. I'll start right now. If I was confident going wheel to wheel with every single driver in this grid, I wouldn't believe in. But I can't because fucking people aren't capable of going wheel to wheel into a corner. There's very, very few people that can do it.
I don't think Codemasters connections
that's
help.
The thing is, no, fucking, there's
No, I can't. I'm with Nige on this. You
That
can't.
was nothing to do with connection. Like, we were side by side. Right, I didn't fucking weave, didn't make any erratic manoeuvres.
That was who was it? The Paragon, wasn't it?
Turned into. I don't know where it was. All I know was I was side by side going into the chicane.
You just made a move, didn't you? You just made a pass on that straight.
I'd made a pass on the straight, going side by side, and the guy was on the outside and turned into where when my car was there. If people didn't do that, then we wouldn't be sat here talking about this.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not saying about your incident, though, like, because from what we all saw, there was...
I haven't, if I'm honest, I haven't seen much. I can see where we're going with like the whole Codemasters lag thing, but some people...
But I'm talking about previous incidences with others.
Monza's one of those tracks with the first couple of corners where just that extra bit of caution and spatial awareness is what you need, and some people have obviously not shown that.
Right from the back. I started right from the back turning. When I was right in the fucking middle of about 3 different people, right? And I didn't make contact with anyone.
Oh yeah. Jambo had a decent first corner. Everyone was really clean into first corner. Emu got a nudge or he braked late. And that has been seen, Jambo. I mean, that is on our incidents list. As well as your other nudge. I can't remember what lap that was. It was obviously early on. But I got it. As well as Nigel's one at turn 4. Turn 3,
sorry to interrupt you, Dan, but Fearless has just made an amazing move on the outside of the Scary on the Confused Emu into 3rd place.
But yes, Jambo, I know what you mean. It's frustrating. It is. But I think we need to obviously...
Fucking frustrating because, you know, fucking go through this, what, maybe 4 or 5 times a season. Like I was trying to say before, you put all this stuff on the forum about trying to get people to stay in the league and what can we do to make things better. If people could fucking go wheel to wheel, nobody would leave. The reason why people are here is because they like racing. If they can't race properly, they're going to leave.
Oh, yeah. you know, to be fair, the majority of the season has been good. It's literally only been
You know what?
last.
There's been a few races where they've been brilliant, but there's far too many races where it's just too scrappy, and quite frankly, where people just don't have spatial awareness. It's stupid.
I was going to say name names, but no, maybe not on the stream.
Well, I could name, you know, as many names as I want. Nothing's going to get done about it because you still need people to race. That's not the issue. It's just the top 2 divisions shouldn't have silly incidents or where people don't know what they're doing on turn 1.
Rusty Nuts has literally just put that down. He said it shouldn't be happening in the top 2 divisions. Well, it shouldn't. You know.
We've got a pit stop for computer.
It's not as if they're meaning to do it. It's just, oh, Andy's lost connection.
No, nobody means to do it because they wouldn't be here if they mean to do it. But whether they do or they don't, it still fucks up everybody's race.
Well, that's Andy now gone. This has been a fantastic race, guys.
Yeah, I think Nice has just got to hope for damage limitation when regarding to the championship after.
But do you know what though, mate? This is the point though. I'm not even bothered about the championship. I just want to turn up for the rest of this season and
enjoy
have good races. That's the only thing that I'm here for. I turn up here every week to have a good race, and yet still can't do that. I had one in Belgium which was awesome, and one in Silverstone which was awesome. Apart from that, the rest have been fucking mediocre or crap. That's no offence to the league. It's just how it's been for me. From my point of view, from when I've been racing, that's how it's been.
Yeah, you do get races like that though, because I know my own experience. One race you're really good, you're confident. Next race you're like, why did this go wrong for me? But I know your points you're making. I do feel sorry for you.
Can you get Andy in? Try and see what he says about his disconnection. It is.
Oh, and Crazy Fish has just warned us 15 minutes to Hawaii 5-0.
Oh, great. It's just an absolute shame we're seeing, what, 8 cars on track now.
Hello.
Sean's going to have this race. Andy lost connection.
Lost connection, but you know, it wasn't. You know, it's quite surprising because it hadn't happened for quite some time.
Yeah, it hasn't, has it? It's been pretty good.
Oh well, it's just one of those things. I wasn't really driving very well, to be honest.
No, what happened? I mean, what happened between you and Velexity early on as well?
I don't know. I didn't make any contact with him. Just he went off in the gravel for some odd reason. Because on my screen I didn't contact him, obviously, but obviously he was closer than what I saw.
Yeah. Well, hopefully whoever's...
I don't know. It didn't have that much lag. It was just that bit, and that was it. Yeah.
Andy, did you feel like you could have had a chance for the win?
I don't know. I don't think. I think from the get-go I wasn't really in the right mind frame, and you know I wasn't.
No, you were a bit off it today. I mean, you weren't quite with it in terms of pace. You were obviously there with the guys. Jambo looked quick.
I got
quick.
pulled, but like I mean, as soon as the race started, for some odd reason I just didn't click.
Maybe it was just because of the fuel. Maybe I just didn't feel right.
I haven't been doing that any practicing at all till today.
Maybe that's where your downfall was. But then, you know, you got a decent lead in the championship, and the only one closing in will be Lewis Hamilton. So,
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton, though, his points are still yet to be decided. Looks like got a chance of double figures points finish. He's currently in P2, so 18 points on the cards at the moment, as Alexi's just lost a position to Fearless for P4. Nige, I haven't seen you on all week.
That's because I haven't been on all week.
What have you been doing?
Socialising, been out. I've been out all this weekend. I went out Friday to Wolverhampton, came back about 7 o'clock and jumped on in. Well, I say I got back. I haven't had a shower and that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you must have left it quite late, because I was on like half past, and so I didn't see you on then.
Well, my first lap was actually on lap 1.
Really? Yeah, because you didn't do qualifying, did you? Monza set up.
Oh,
I was looking for the win today after such a disappointing result in the football today.
Don't even talk about football.
Yeah. Jabo saying Valexi was lagging hard and that made him crash. That's when he quit. I know Jambo had a bit of a tough time. Belgium, the incident at the last lap, costing him, 4 or 5 places in the end, and then today, very difficult.
Sean's got a huge lead over.
Don't worry, Jambo. The people that caused the nudging that I've got written down will be penalised. I'll watch it again just to make sure, but looking at it, someone's got to be penalised for it, and there were a couple of stone wall ones in my opinion, from what I saw. So, same with Nige.
I mean, to be fair, we've got most of the incidents that we've seen.
Yeah. In terms of after that first lap and a half, 2 laps, it's been fine. But other than that, those first 2 laps, 100% fuel, heavy braking zones like turn 1. It isn't the easiest, but at the same time, these guys are F1 Division drivers. They're quick, but they need to show a bit more respect to the others on track.
I'd rather turn up to a quick race.
No, I wouldn't do that. I raced one of those earlier. One of them had a vendetta for me. It was just like, I still beat him, but it was just like not good at all. And then another one got joined in on the act. He sort of backed off the guy who was leading because he took him out, and then joined the guy who was trying to take me out, and 2 of them were trying to do it. Ridiculous.
The worst one was in Forza 4 whenever he had he had 2 guys who were driving like Hummers, and had one of their guys going off in his normal car, and then the other 2 guys in Hummers were just blocking everyone else.
Alexi's just struggling at the moment. He's struggling to keep up with the cars in front. LGS is doing a good job today. I know we've had a lot of people drop out, but he's done well.
Fearless overtook him at the beginning of this lap. Pressure option tyres. Field is very spread out now, apart from 3rd, 4th and 5th, even though Field is away from LGS.
Sean's looked very quick, which is kind of a bad thing for tomorrow night when I take to the track on my 100th race and Rusty's birthday.
I'm pretty sure I won't be speaking to Rusty tomorrow, but happy birthday to you, mate. And good luck for your 100th race.
Hopefully I'll be beating Sean, but I don't think so. Looking at his lap times, they are good. I think
not just Sean, you've got Fearless as well.
Fearless as well, yes. I mean, I've got to go. Well, he's on 24-0. He's on his 2nd stint at the moment. Sean has yet to pit off his 1st stint, so well, has he? He might have gone on to primes again.
Sean has not pitted. Everybody else has pitted.
Fearless,
I'm going to get off. Are you available to speak tomorrow afternoon? Because I want to discuss the Carson thing with you.
Yes, afternoon. You mean as in sort of like middle of the afternoon, or?
No, like get home from work time afternoon.
I'm working 100 miles away tomorrow, so I'm going to struggle to get home even for the race. But hopefully I'll be all right. I mean, LGS is getting rather defensive. Has already picked his line there. I will be on, and if you take my phone number, if you go on the forum, or just ask Nutters, take my phone number, and I'll give you a call on the way on my trip back home or something like that.
See, regarding that, Bernie, I might, that's going to be kind of difficult for me, living in Ireland, so I might have to plan over if I was to go to it.
Yeah, I know. A few people live in Ireland or Scotland. They're saying, nah, I'm not going. Crazy Fish is another. I believe Jamie from GP2 was all up for doing it, but he lives in North Scotland, so he doesn't really want to go all that way.
Well, if it means getting a day out of Belfast, then I'll take it.
Well, if you can do it, you can do it. It's well in advance. Check out the website for more. I mean, quite a lot of the guys are going to go. Nige, you're off there. So's Nutters, me, Rusty. You know, we're going to have a decent amount of us going. It should be good fun. I mean...
When is it? Is it...
10th of May.
Or the middle of May, yeah.
10th
The weekend
of May.
after I get back from Vegas.
Wait. Oh, you're taking me, aren't you?
Oh, haven't you got to run this league?
Don't be getting yourself bankrupt now.
I have the same luck he gets on.
But yeah,
2013.
if you ask Nutters for my number, just
I'll
drop me a
drop
text and then I'll save it, and we can have a chat over phone, can't we? I know it's been a difficult race today, but
well, I suppose the first 2 laps are difficult, but
because you and Jambo, I don't know if Jambo's still watching, but you and Jambo are probably two of my new favourite F1 drivers. I liked Team Matable, but I think he's dropping out because he wants to race 50% races and go to a different league because of that. I'm going to see if he can still do it, but I'm due to have a chat with him about that. But yeah, apart from that, I think to the drivers that I respect most. I like all the guys in the F1 division. There's no one I don't like. It's just obviously it's frustrating.
Put up with me bitch fits. I'm kind of alright, but never like me or you.
Everyone gets frustrated after a race, especially when they've had that. I mean, anyone, even the most calmest of people would get a bit pissed off after the first few corners. It's just about how you react to it in future races. And
you should have seen me after I disconnected in Spain. I was furious.
Yeah, I bet you were, because you were having a really good race there. Right.
Just to keep everyone updated who are watching Twitch, Sean Bean has had a pit stop and he's now down into 5th place.
Yeah, I followed that. He came out of the pits about a lap ago. I think it was a lap ago. And he was overtaken by LGS and Velexity, and he's currently running P5. It depends how much he gets held up. This could benefit Lewis Hamilton, who's currently in the lead. Fearless is in second.
Was my favourite driver, but now it's Sean Bean. He has to win.
Mr. Steve-O, he'll be racing again next season. He'll be back, which is all good. Good to have him back. Well, he'll be back in the summer because he's at uni, so it's whenever he finishes his exams. He said mid-May, just after go-karts, I think. End of May, he'll be back. So, I mean, he'll miss the first few races of the season. He'll probably miss about a third of the season and be back.
That might be a bit of a problem for me as well, Bernie, because I'm in the final year of school.
You'll be doing the whole exam thing, yeah, and that's fine. Obviously, try and make the races if you can, but in terms of practice, you probably won't get much because you'll be like concentrating fully. So,
being in year 14, practice now.
Yeah. Well, that makes you a little bit slow and helps everyone else out, doesn't it? Sean Bean trying to make a move around the outside here, around the Parabolica, and he's made that one stick. Good move on LGS there on lap 22.
I think he's got DRS. No, LGS has got DRS.
No, LGS hasn't. He's going to have him back as well. Got on the inside. Sean's easy pickings and has relegated him back into 5th. Right. Thanks, guys. I know it's been a bad race, as well as Jambo, but hopefully it'll be better next week. We need to kick some people up the arse, and I need to really have a look at those first couple of laps again because it wasn't particularly good. But thanks for turning up anyway, and we'll hopefully see you next week. Try and put your point of views on the forum as well. You like to get the forum and use a little bit more. Obviously don't.
Well, everyone knows my point of view. I'm outspoken enough as it is. If you want me to just go on there and fucking give everybody something to ask myself, then by all means I'll do so. But my point of view is quite simple. If you're going to go side by side with someone, don't fucking turn into them.
Yeah, well, I saw that. You'd made the move. Because LGS getting a little bit too... Oh, Sean dipping it into the gravel there. We have to have a look into that. A bit weaving from LGS there.
I think there was a tiny bit of lag involved as well.
My point of view, I didn't make anything on my screen.
Well, I know Alexi records his, so we'll have a look, see if he does or not. But it's maybe be a ghost, maybe lag, we don't know. The race is still going. I've got it written down, so I'll ask him the same and see what he says. But yeah, thanks guys as always, and we'll
Good luck next week.
well, yeah.
Yep, see you next week.
Get a bit of practice in, Nige. Andy's there for the taking, right?
Well, not really, but, you know.
Yes,
I'll
really.
still be here.
He's got
Still be here,
school.
I'll be here week in, week out. Still in school.
Shake it all about next season, yeah.
Don't talk school. I'll go to work 45 hours a week, and then everything else that I do after it. Go to school.
Ooh, what's happened to Sean? Oh, Christ's sake, lag. NMR Mr. Indigo's got a broken wing because of that. Unless it's just my screen. Did you see that?
I definitely saw that. Sean had like a 5-second lag and then...
Yeah. That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He got 5-second lag. I'm going to have to write that down. Indigo's not going to be happy about that. So his race was going alright. That was an odd one.
I'll let you go, Eugene. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Alright,
See ya.
see ya.
I didn't get to do my weekly try and persuade Nige to race next
Indigo's
season.
just gone straight off.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Sorry.
That's stupid connection. I mean, that wouldn't... Again, I'm going to relate it back to the Nige thing. That wouldn't have happened if Nige was still around. It's Lobby being the host. Because that's... that on its own has ruined it for everyone. It's not his fault. But, I mean, it's first lap. There's 52 more to go. That's the way I see it. I wouldn't leave after one lap. I know, you know, he may not get a great race, but it depends. He probably hasn't got a penalty. He hasn't got a broken wing or anything. Just keep on going. You know, it's an incident, yes.
Rusty thinks Sean's going to lose connection anytime soon.
Sean's going to lose connection, yeah, probably. Feel sorry for Mr. Indigo. He's been having a good race on his debut. And McLaren's fighting out for 7th and 8th now.
Points, though.
He'll get points. And it's probably what he's deserved because he's looked not too bad. Monza's not one of his best tracks, but he's looked okay. Yeah, I mean, not Nutters, Rusty Nut and Clarves both saying it's too easy to blame lag. I'm fully behind that. It is way too easy to blame lag. Like that Sean incident, it was lag. You can see it. He's not going to just stop on the track. Though there are other incidents, like the first few laps, you can't blame lag for all of that, I'm afraid. And I'm on the side of that.
But I'm just
it can be a factor sometimes, but there are sort of telltale signs as to whether it is or not. I mean, I don't think there might have been some in it, and it's worth having a look again. But I mean, it was. I think it's just a bit, as they say, it's too easy.
Connection to us just watching it now is completely different because I know people such as LGS. And
This top 5 is going to be quite interesting, though. I mean, yeah, lower down it's not great, and this race has actually really flown. My half race distance already. It's 9 o'clock. I might be able to get a bit of practice in, but
the top 2 are very.
Sean's had a pit stop, and so has Lewis Hamilton. These two are very close out on the track, and I think these are your net first and second after the guys in the lead take a pit stop. So Lewis Hamilton's doing very, very well, and has got a chance of winning this race.
Hamilton's had 2 pit stops in this race so far. Sean's only had the 1.
How has he? He's just been on options though. Lewis Hamilton's still got his prime run to go, so he'll probably do that as his last stint. Sean's going to have to pit probably. Well, he's going to have to pit again, but he might have to pit twice if it's options. So Post's been quite interesting. I think Sean's got the pace to win this race, but Lewis Hamilton's also looking pretty good going through Ascari. Much cleaner through there. A little bit wide on exit, but he's going to have DRS at the end of this lap. Jambo, if Jambo's still watching, I would love to speak to you, Jambo, after this race, if you've got your mic in. I've got a lot of people to speak to, but it'd be nice if we could speak to you after the race. It's just frustrating, you know. It's always heart in your mouth moment when you get to Monza. for me, because you know what Monza's like. It's very, very tight chicanes, heavy fuel. These guys, they're great drivers, but you know, you can never be quite sure, and unfortunately it has just gone that way tonight.
Fearless has gone down into 6th place after his second pit stop.
Sean Bean, though, having a look down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, backs out of the move. Lewis Hamilton taking that chicane well, and has made a little bit of a gap there. Hopefully will continue.
He's just not taking that corner at all well.
If Emu can get involved and try and get in between Lewis Hamilton and Sean, that would really help Lewis Hamilton's chances of the race win tonight.
Not only just the race win, but also the constructor points.
Yeah, Red Bull doing well out of tonight, with Force India scoring none.
I wouldn't say none, because even though they DNF, they're still in the top 10 with Andy.
Yeah, Andy will be.
2 points for Ice Cold Andy.
Jambo, if you are on here, just can you put a message in the chat saying that if you can make it or not for after this race, so we can have a chat or not. That would be useful. Sean Bean goes wide at the Parabolica though. Loses a good 2.5 seconds. And wow, that may be a kick up the arse for him, because that is not good enough. Lewis Hamilton now starting to close in on Velexity, who has yet to pit. He needs to pit quite soon for another set of tyres, I believe. So Lewis Hamilton.
We've got Motorsport Nerd on the stream saying, please no repeat with Belgium in our division. I totally agree with that. That was a very fun race towards the end, but the first part was absolutely atrocious.
Sean Bean now looking. Whoa, Sean. Oh, whoa. Right, we've got some crazy lag. Velexity just got overtaken by Lewis Hamilton and Sean, and then lags 15 seconds down the road. Odd one. No mic, but you can Skype. Okay, yeah. Skype. Well, Skype me. Right, so I don't really know what's going on with the connection, but Lewis Hamilton's looking quite good. Let's get a bit further back. These guys, about 5th, 6th and 7th, look pretty close. I mean, it's a shame that NMR Mr. Indigo is going to have a very quiet race now, effectively. But it is a quiet race for most now. LGS can just see the Ferrari of the Paragon down the road. Huge lag, I know. Right, I'm going to go get a quick drink. We've got 24 more laps left of this race. GP2 tomorrow night, guys. Me, the likes of Connor Ives, who has just appeared online, Rusty Nuts, Harding, XML, Hill, last week's winner, Perez, Jamie looking good on his debut. It's going to be an interesting race. Sean as well, and Fearless from tonight's race will be taking part. So, big message from the DH. Let's keep it clean and let me win. That'd be great.
Obviously, they're not going to let you win that easily.
Yeah, it'd be useful if I could have a lap head start. That would be great. So, no, I'll take my chances. Right, be right back. Entertain everyone.
That should be a bit hard for me, anyway. Yeah, we're now on lap 28, lap 29 even, of 53. I'm currently on board with Sean Bean. I don't know who Dan's on board with, but consistent laps at the minute. Now he's had the pit stop and the 5-second lag out of the way. So guys, put your thoughts of the race so far. Whether you saw the first few corners or not, whether you've seen any good drives from on board the stream or not. Let us know and I can just sort of put it out there for everyone to know. Seriously dude, stop putting my name down as tag, right? You know me outside, okay, you can put my name down. But Peachy, as you're on stream and I can see you there, what's been your favourite part of the race so far? And Paragon's just, I think, been taken by XRL LGS,
for 6th place. Currently we've got fastest laps. The fastest lap so far is Lewis Hamilton with a 1:22.9. Alexi is in front, but he's got to do a second pit stop, and he's got a fastest lap of a 1:24 dead. Rusty, I can totally agree with that. A lot of shunting and lag, but I've definitely seen some good drives, and I've definitely seen a few good moves as well as that. Just checking my mic to see if it's on. It is. It's always a good start. So, Lewis Hamilton is probably now 2-3 seconds behind Velexity. Hamilton is actually on the quicker option tyre, fresher rubber as well. Katie, I've still not seen any of your analysing of this race. Disappointing. We've currently got Sean Bean in 3rd place, a 1:23.9. This is fastest lap. In the Red Bull, not Red Bull, that's his old GP2 car. He's in the Ferrari. And probably so far for this race, been a decent driver and good shout for driver of the day. As he's just gone into the barrier, spun, knocked his front wing off. I don't know if he's got yes, he has got a front left puncture. And he's now down into 4th place. Just me saying he's a good driver, he's been doing well. Commentator's curse, and he's actually got one front left puncture, and he's lost his front wing as well. I feel so sorry for him. Just saying how good that is. PG, seriously, stop changing my name up now. It's getting annoying. But yeah, Sean Bean now down to 7th place. Got to go around the parabolica into the pit lane yet. Going as slow as he can so he can avoid everyone, but absolutely terrible luck. And it's around the Scurry where he had the incident. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually retires from this race. And Ferrari are going to double stack, and Sean Bean has retired from the Grand Prix. I'm actually torn to see that happen. But we are now down yet another driver. I'm just going to go and invite him to the party after that incident. Because he's had such a good race. What'd you say, Dan? Sean, what happened, dude?
Invisible wall. Around
invisible wall?
Yeah, Dan, he, from what I saw on board, I was on board with him at the time, he come around a scar, he smashed it straight into the wall.
Really? Really?
No connection.
Oh dear, oh dear. Wow.
PG, yes, your prediction got cursed. You were
my entire game was wrecked by lag.
Really?
I got 5 second on my first sort of stint. I was hampered with 5-second lag on the lap before my end lap, which meant I fell behind LGS and that group. And then LGS was lagging all over the place. I couldn't overtake him. He slowed down. I crashed into the back of him a couple of times, but then he sort of lagged forwards again. That cost me about 5 seconds. And then that invisible wall. I tried my best to make the best of a bad situation, but the game obviously didn't want me to. Other than that, it was a good start.
Jambo's calling for a rerun.
Good first stint, and I'm positive for tomorrow. Because
well, there was some seriously quick lap times. I mean, 25.5 was your quickest, but some of the laps in there were pretty strong on that first stint. I don't worry, I've been watching you.
Did you see my overtake on LGS around the Parabolica?
Yeah, I did. I've got that down. I've got that down.
Overtake of the week, please. Keep that in mind, 'cause that was a good overtake.
That was a good overtake on the outside. Lewis Hamilton then. It's his race to lose now. Emu going to possibly make it a Red Bull 1-2 with Fearless in P3, hunting him down. I mean, there's only 7 in the race, but some of the problems obviously stemmed from... Some of the problems tonight have stemmed from Nige leaving the game early, which, you know, with 52 laps after the race, is a bit of a stupid thing to do. I know he had an incident, but there's that many laps left in the race. He didn't have a penalty. He still had his wing. just play on and race. I mean, come on, if he did that all the time, that's not going to happen. If he did that at go-karting, he's going go-karting day, he did that and spun off at turn 1 for whatever reason, he's not going to walk out of the go-kart and go away, is he? So, just a bit of a shame. And that's obviously caused a few disconnections tonight. Roberts and Andy. Sean, you've had your issues. You know, just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once
Oh,
everything
shame.
gets into it, it's been fine, but it's just those first few laps, everyone's just got to be... Everyone's just got to
It's
be
just ironic
really
how
on
I
it.
say he was probably driver of the day, and then suddenly he goes into the marathon.
Well, who do you want to call driver of the day now? Because you'll probably make them crash as well.
I'll
Oh,
say
what?
you
So
tomorrow.
I was the original driver of the day.
I was saying, as so far until that corner, you were my driver of the day. And then you go and do that.
The pace
For
is
that
good.
you won't.
connection.
But to be fair, you did well without losing connection.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was just cars jumping all over the place. Velexity's having issues as well. He's going really slowly at times and then lagging back in front.
Yeah, we caught one of those on the spectate. I mean, you and someone else
LGS.
overtook. Was it LGS? No,
No,
it
it
wasn't
was Lewis
LG. It
Hamilton.
was Lewis Hamilton. Both overtook, and then before you knew
Another instance. He can't see Lewis Hamilton. He can't see him. So
Yeah, that's my point of in-game lag, where we can see everyone, but they can't see them.
So that's just something to look out for if, say, Key rams into the back of
Jambo
Hamilton.
did a 25.2 on his second lap. Jambo, I know it's been a bad race, and you're probably not going to agree. If you stayed in it, big points are on offer today. I'm just looking at
He
it.
wasn't to know that at the time, though.
No, he wasn't to know that at the time, that's right. Hindsight is such a great thing. But LGS is starting to close in on Velexity. Velexity are probably a lagging ghost car, I don't know. But we've got 18 laps left for this race, and personally, I can't wait to see the back of this one. Not a fan of this track. Well, I am a fan of this track, but not
It's your
tonight.
100th race, isn't it?
I know, buzzing. Well, not really, because I'm not going to win, so...
Don't worry, I'll make sure that I'll put you down for driver of the day tomorrow, around about lap 30. See what happens.
No, I've just sort of said to Chris, if everyone gives me a lap head start, then I've got a chance. I'm not.
See, I think it's one of the...
Hamilton just completely messed up the first corner.
I think this is one of the few races where I've had connection issues where I haven't come out of it like a grumpy sod.
You just come out of it really depressed after smashing into the wall.
Good pace, good tyre conservation. My first stint was longer than anyone else's, I think.
20 laps, wasn't it, on the prime tyres?
Yep, it was indeed. Whereas Key came in on lap 15 or something.
Yeah, well,
And then...
and that.
See, I was on for a 2-stop, whereas everyone else was on for 3.
Trying to do a Bobbits of last year, eh?
Well, I could do it. I mean, the tyres were lasting. 2 prime runs followed by an option run at the end. Fastest lap, could have been a win. And, yeah, damn, possible overtake of the week. think that's that. Been waiting for this since Hungary. Had 2 good ones at Hungary, an amazing
What about the
one at
one-
Spa.
What about the one you complained about in Monaco?
Oh yeah, that was a good one as well, and that was cool on stream.
I like to miss yours, okay?
Just because you're embarrassed and humiliated by how good they are.
He's just gutted that he can't do them himself.
Alright, I've won an overtake a week before, alright? Something
well,
which you haven't, alright?
Oh, that was a half decent overtake, but because I'm doing it, let's just put it on there as if I won it.
Look,
Just
it
make
was
myself feel
commented
better.
on the stream as one of the best overtakes they've seen, alright? I can't not put it on there, alright?
It's just a game. Why you be mad, bro? Oh dear.
Right, so Fearless is currently in P2. I'm afraid this has actually turned out to be... I was really getting... Well, I was a bit depressed before the race because I thought, oh, there's not going to be too many people turn up. And then... I had a full lobby. I was like, what? And I was getting quite
Then he
excited for
realised
the race,
his
and I thought turn one was decent. Apart from Jambo, who got nudged off, that was the only little thing by Emu. And I thought, oh, Jambo won't lose too many places. In fact, yes, he went right to the back. But I thought, okay, that's fine. We can draw a line under that and just keep on going. No, we could not keep on going. We had to keep the line undrawn. Just keep doing incidents. That's just frustrating. Other than the first couple of laps, it's been actually a bit quiet, but you know, it's been a decent race. It's good to see NMR Mr. Indigo on his debut, keeping up with some of the guys. I mean, he's done 23.2, which if you look at the lap times, he's quicker than Confused Emu, he's quicker than LGS, and they're no slouches in this division, so I think he could be a good driver in the future. He's looking decent. Sean, you're going to race next season? Oh yeah, you are, that's good, mate.
So, my decision's been made for me, isn't it?
Well, I think you should, Sean. Race an F1 against Andy, whoop his ass.
Ah.
Come on,
you very well
whooping himself at the start.
Oh, he
moved
lagged
out.
And that's another one.
Another one bites the dust.
And that's not a 1-2 finish that we could have thought of for Red Bull, but still decent points.
So initially, who did you guys have as your potential winners?
You said Andy, I said... I don't know who I said, actually. I said possibly a Jambo. That's right.
Yeah. Look at that.
And then after lap 1?
Well, I was like, oh no, Jambo's last, let's pick someone else, but...
I think it would have been between you and Lewis Hamilton after lap 1.
I mean, Andy was struggling on his option tyres, and then he had that muck-up.
Ha! Big shout out to my boy RC Rapids, he's now a new GP3 driver. So yeah, Sean, racing next season in F1, how'd you feel?
Well, it's so unexpected. Might need a moment.
Sure.
Well, you
Yeah,
keep
go on.
saying you're going to drop out, but...
Jesus Christ, one at a time, guys.
You keep saying you're going to
What
drop
about your
out,
birthday
but...
party?
Oh, not this again. Dan, keep your mouth shut.
I haven't said anything. What? I haven't said anything tonight. I've been like.
May I remind you back to Germany?
Yeah, I know what happened in Germany, alright? I'm very sorry.
Oh, dear.
Rusty even said Sean before the start.
Oh dear, he just invited everyone. He's like, oh, come along, why not? But hopefully now you set up your one. It should drag the attention away.
Hey Sean, I'm still waiting for my invite.
Still waiting for your invite. Get some speed and you might get your invite.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Snap.
Emu has just sent me a message. Yeah, he loves his connection, I bet he does. He's dropped out after 38 laps.
At least it's not as harsh as dropping on the last lap.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't want to lose connection either way about it for mine.
Oh, no, but I'd rather lose connection right at the start than right at the end.
I'll tell you what though. Monaco F1 Division lap 60 out of 70. And then poof. That was horrible.
I was still walking home from XRL Peachy's house when that. Literally watching half of the race, realised it was 9 o'clock. I was like, but down to 6 drivers now, with Fearless leading over Lewis Hamilton.
And I'll tell you what, my debutant, NMR Mr. Indigo, he's 4th. Podium on debut, come on!
Yeah, we've got Flexi in 3rd, only probably just about 10 seconds ahead of Indigo. I can't see on track at the minute.
Yeah, it's
Paragon
difficult to
is
say.
5th.
Lexi's starting to close in on Lewis Hamilton, who I thought has been driver of the day, but he's not leading this race. He's had to pit again. Though he's not going to have to pit anymore. He's on prime tyres when we go towards the end. So it's basically Fearless. Whatever Fearless does, Fearless should be able to hold that gap if he stays out, but I'm not sure how his tyres... I'm thinking he might need another stop for options, and he might be able to close that gap, but...
One person I'm actually surprised about is LGS. He is in 6th of 6 drivers at the minute. And
As we say that, Fearless is in the pit. So, looks like... Oh, his Velocity is opened up and has made the move.
He's
gonna
gonna
make
be
that
able
one
to stop it.
stick. Yep, that's good. Solid stuff. And oh no, he's not. No, he doesn't.
Oh,
He's
dear.
put it into the gravel and has probably lost his DRS chance as well. So Lewis Hamilton getting away with one there. He could well be driver of the day. He's dealt with all sort of anything coming his way today. Started at the back and done a good job.
Just put on the stream. Can you let you guys know of the driver of the day?
Lewis Hamilton, I think. If he wins this race, it has to be. Because there's not many other people you can comment it being.
Not only that, he qualified in 11th. So he was at the back of the grid as
He
well.
didn't do a lap, did he? So, I mean, yeah, he did do good. NMR Mr. Indigo, I'm quite happy with his first race. I know he's last out of all the guys so far that are going to finish this race, but the laps are looking good. And, you know, LG's no slow driver, neither's the Paragon when they're on it. They're no slow drivers, so...
I imagine Felixity and Paragon both having to go in, seeing as they've only done 2 stops compared to everyone else who's done 3.
Yeah, I think Paragon's due one. He's good. I tell you what the problem is with Paragon, it's his first stint on the heavy fuel, he struggles. After that, he's as good as anyone. But by that time, he's gone. He's out of the race in terms of where on he is on the track.
We've got Peachy saying Indigo as his driver of the day, and Sean Bean saying, Sean, Paragon's not in GP2. I know he's just,
He's talking about Nikita, I think. She wasn't racing tonight.
Oh, yes, Nikita. But
I'm
wait,
not sure that Nikita was racing tonight.
Oh no, we're talking about
Who's the other person in the Ferrari?
I don't know.
Forgot.
I know we got Boyce in GP3.
Yeah, we think about him because he was racing in this week.
Though,
He was racing around Belgium last week.
Who's that second driver in GP2? We've got Nikita and who is it?
A couple of races ago it was Nutters.
I know, but he's gone now, hasn't he? So who's taking his place?
Ben, do you remember that guy?
Oh, I know. Flash student.
I think you got the wrong division there, Dan.
Yeah, maybe.
Not to forget Jay Pierce.
All it has to count for tomorrow night, Sean, is hopefully you'll have a really bad qualifying. You and Fearless will have a really bad qualifying.
And then lag out first lap.
Lag out would be great, but obviously I don't wish that on you. So.
Oh yeah, not forgetting Shrimpo in F4 as well. My bad.
Yeah, we keep forgetting about him. And oh, what's his face? I can't remember. Who's that F5 guy? Oh, F5. Dave Paco 1. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's quite a good driver, understand.
Who's normally the other F1 Ferrari driver? I know we've got Paragon. Who's normally the other one?
I think we've got space now at the moment.
Who was it?
You're starting to ask silly questions.
It was Robbo, weren't it?
Robbo, yeah.
That's it. Can't remember the name.
But 43 of these laps are now done, and Hamilton is being chased down by Velexity still.
Did you say 45?
43, so we've got 10 more laps to go.
Count.
This has been a quick race tonight.
I may have said 45, I can't
It's
really
just a
remember.
shame. I had everything prepared for the live stream yesterday. I was all good. Every time when I prepare myself for it, nothing ever goes right. I mean, tonight I couldn't get on until 5 to 8.
Technical difficulties in the kitchen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we've got Fearless, who's got a good chance of winning this if his tyres can last.
Who?
I don't think Hamilton's got to fit in again, so I'd probably...
Yeah, no, it's a straight out battle between the two. I mean, Velexity has at times closed up enough, but he's just got to do a little bit more.
Has Velexity been on the option tyres yet, though?
Yes. They're both going out to the end, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Fearless is going to be third, but effectively just... he won't close that gap. It's just not going to happen. Paragon in P4, I think he will have to pit again, but maybe not. LGS is not too far away. And Indigo's last, only by about 5 seconds then.
Penalty there by Fearless.
What did he do?
Straight across the second chicane.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Jambo. Robbo was a really good driver. I think he should have stood it out a lot longer. But
drunk,
it's
Dan?
just, it's no, Robbo should have done a little bit more, but it's the length of races which was the thing for him. He says he gets bored, which, I mean, if you're in a race like this where, you know, there's big gaps, in this case Fearless, where he's got a big gap and there's not many cars on the track, yes, I can understand when a driver gets bored, but that's just a lame excuse, really. I mean, the F1 division, it's the F1 division for a reason. These are the guys who might be the best drivers. They're all quick. On its day, you know it is, Jambo. It is one of the best competitive leagues out there. You only have to have a look at the Belgium race, bar the last lap, for you to say the same thing. I mean, it is pretty good, as Valexi's actually dropped a decent amount of time on Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton just starting to turn the screw. It's opened up a slight gap. Paragon's being closed in now by LGS. That gap has got a lot closer.
I think the interesting thing is it's going to be a double points finish and double race finish, hopefully, for McLaren.
Yes.
Down the points, but they're the only constructor to actually have 2 drivers finish.
Tagalicious, what bus are you getting tomorrow?
I swear XRL Peachy's just called me my 5th different name of the night. And
I like these nicknames.
Oh,
I do like these nicknames.
Have you seen the one he put earlier? He called me Mossy Babes. Which is
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
that's my Snapchat name. I don't know when I'm going to be getting the bus. Probably 7:15 as usual.
Yeah, but what number? 67?
88.
24? 88? There's 8 live.
Yeah, the first 87 have been sort of burned or something. It's Colchester.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, they
it's
can't ever
Colchester.
make it to Ipswich, can they?
You didn't get the bus to Ipswich.
I said they can never make it to Ipswich.
That is true. It's a perilous journey.
Your buses are like sort of like Ross and Rachel's relationship. Will it get there? Won't it get there?
Oh, don't even talk about that on Friday. We had floods in the town. It was absolutely mental. I know PT took an hour and 40 minutes from when he left his house to get to Colchester, and it normally takes 50. I found it hilarious. In my policy.
50 minutes?
No, yeah,
Jesus
50
Christ.
minutes, 50, like, just to get from where I live to Colchester on a bus.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly, George. What kind of driver gets bored of racing? Should be how it is.
George, I'm looking forward to racing with you, wheel to wheel, clean overtaking by me over you on the first corner on Wednesday night, 7.
It's funny because it's not true.
Not in F4? Why not in F4, George?
Come on, LGS is here. It's starting to really close that gap again on Paragon. Paragon has had a difficult race, but it's currently in P4, not doing too bad. Ooh, a little bit of lag from LG. Let's actually go back and see what Indigo's doing. He's done 22.3, so I mean, he's lapping quicker than the car in front. His quickest lap's half a second quicker. He's actually lapped.
Got the fastest lap.
I think Paragon, not Paragon, yes, Paragon, Jambo, and Indigo could be future stars of this league. I mean,
I Jambo's good.
I
in
hope-
the classic.
I hope I can persuade Nige to stick it out another
Hamilton's
season
gone off
until
at
next
Ferrari.
gen. I don't think I am going to be able to, but I think we'd be missing a legend driver in Nige. I know he may not have the time to put it in completely, but he doesn't have to. I think Andy's going to be there for the taking next season. He won't be able to put in as much time into racing because of his exams. He's there for the taking. Jambo's a top quality driver. He can be there, like he proved tonight. Great lap times shown on the laps that he did do.
That qualifying though was like, there's
I
nothing in
think,
it for the top 6.
the rest of the season, we're going to have to take a bit of pain. Lobbies aren't going to be the biggest. There's going to be the new driver now and again, and people who generally don't really race in the F1 division, therefore possibly causing incidents. But I'm thinking, I'm hoping, by the time we get to next season and we have a settled grid of people, I think this league could be fantastic. It's just a matter of getting it fine-tuned for next season.
But hopefully, new teammates and that, people might get settled in a lot more. Because obviously, teammates are settled, and well, it can make racing quite boring as well as painful. But I know Dan, with Sean having his having had been his teammate, enjoyed racing quite a lot as number 2 driver.
LGS is now starting to turn the screw.
Right on Paragon's tail.
We've got Scotty 9360 on the screen with a question mark.
Yeah, he's replying to Jambo's previous post time. LGS, so for the first time, with only about 4 laps to go, he gets past Paragon right at the death. Can he hold it? Or has he gone a little bit deep? It looks like he's gone deep. He holds. Paragon, though, cuts back. They're side by side going through the curve of Grande, but I think LGS, making sure he uses all of his curves available to him, has just got the lead currently. Paragon's thinking about tucking it down the inside, tries to cut back again. I think LGS this time is going to hold. And he runs a little bit deep at the first Lesmo. I'd actually like to hear your opinions on this and anyone else on the stream. What do you guys think of possibly bringing Lotus in next season?
Well, honestly, it doesn't really bother me because, you know, I won't be driving at all.
Yes, you will, don't lie to me. I don't like liars.
Maybe you could change a couple of teams and get some team like Toro Rosso involved.
No, they're rubbish.
Change it for a Red Bull.
I'm off to the Scuderia next season, so I don't really care, if I'm honest.
What, Scuderia Toro Rosso?
No, no. Ferrari. We all know Toro Rosso, an Austrian company. Oh no, that's Mr. Steve.
No, they're actually Italian.
Ooh, contact there between LGS and the Paragon.
Yeah, we're just getting a little bit deep. I'll jot that down. Let's see how the rest of this fight should go.
Look, you've got creeping
Rusty
up.
Nut. It is fixed, so it should be back.
Not close enough, but it's creeping.
NMR Mr. Indigo is putting some solid laps in. He's not that far away.
That's what I just said.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I was writing down. I wasn't really
in
the let's listen to Sean sort of focus. I was writing stuff down, and I'm sorry.
And Lewis Hamilton's just set a time of 1:21.7 on these worn options with 51 laps completed. 50 laps completed now on lap 51. 3 laps remaining in this very enthralling race.
We should be having Pete Markroft back next week in the box to give us a kick, give those drivers a kick up the arse, what they so need at the moment.
I think he can do that on Forza Motorsport 4.
You know what, Sean? You should just race next season on a Sunday night. You know, it's on the weekend. Happy days. We all like weekends.
That's true, but what if
also, you
exam
never
Monday
lag out.
morning?
Yes, you may have an exam in the morning, but what's going to happen in the summer when there are no exams?
That is true.
Yes, you're going to have exams, but that's only what? A-levels, so it's only going to
4
be...
weeks. It's only A-levels.
No, what I meant is it's not that long. Like the A-level exam period's not that long. And then you'll have
4
all
or
the
5
summer
weeks.
between... When's your rough exams? Like, do you know the dates?
Yeah, it finishes at like 19th of June. It starts 15th of May, I think.
15th of May. I mean, one of those weeks is going to be a week off. I can guarantee that right now. Because I know the calendar. I know for a fact that I believe that first week you said will be a week break.
That's true, but I'll have my head firmly planted in past papers during that week.
Oh, I know. I'm not expecting you to go and race, and it may be a good idea for you just not to race on those weeks where you have exams. But what's going to happen in the summer when the league will finish September, and that'll be when you go off to uni. So what's going to happen in the summer months between when you've done your exams?
I'm going to... Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
No, don't talk rubbish. Race F1 on a Sunday. NMR Mr. Indigo has joined this battle with 1 and a bit laps to go. So it's a 3-way battle for 4th. The 2 McLarens have got a Ferrari in their way.
Jesus Christ. Need to close in quick, innit? Just like I said before Dan repeated me.
Funny. Right. Oh, and Indigo's going to have a move. Oh, that's unlucky. He's going to have a go at the second Les modes on the inside. Back out of it. But they're both going to have DRS on LGS, aren't they? So I'm not expecting much to close. But Indigo here, he's going to have half of his curse just over for after Ascari between then and the end of the lap. Just got a little bit deep there. He's going to use it now. But no, he's not. He's still got half a bar. Oh, he's going to double curse it, isn't he? He's going to curse DRX, a bit more curse to top out, yeah. And that's a good parabolica as well if he can hold it. Yeah, he has. Close that gap. Right, he's on the curse. Really starting to close that gap in. Got the slipstream. DRS wide open. One more lap to go. There'll be one more DRS zone after the second Lesmo, where maybe Paragon can fight back, but he is defenceless this time around. And a good move from Indigo to get himself into P5 and 10 championship points. Gets a lot of curb on the exit, makes the car very unstable. Uses half his curves.
Velexity has not got DRS on him. He's about 5 seconds behind.
That gap's been held around the same in these last sort of few laps. It was a lot closer than that, but Velexity's just lost a bit of time. Probably about 10 laps ago, but it's remained constant since. His pace is good, I think. Next season, Velexity's going to be one to watch out for next season. If Jambo's racing, he'd be one to watch out for. Andy's one to watch out for, obviously.
Hamilton across the line anytime soon.
So Hamilton wins his first race. Or not his first race, but he wins his first of the season, I should say.
Careful key. Careful key. Don't want to bin it on the last lap.
That's a happy podium right there.
Lucky podium.
Someone's a little bit jealous.
He called me lucky at Bahrain, so they've all got to call him lucky now.
LGS getting a little bit wide on the parabolica. His teammate closing in with every second, but not enough. And well, 30 seconds covering everyone. I mean, if you're looking for driver of the day, look no further than Lewis Hamilton and Indigo. I think both of them, proved that they did very, very well. Good to see a decent sized lobby. Shame about F1 Nige, Jambo, Bobbert, Andy, and Sean.
If you just say Emu, I'll be like, oh God.
And Emu, but not you. But yeah.
Not me.
I'm not sure if there's going to be a stream on tomorrow. We've got a lack of streamers at the moment, unfortunately, because Pete Markroft's away in Japan. Sharky's moving to London. So it leaves just me, and I cannot stream my own race. So I'm not sure to see if I can work some stuff out, but
never know, you might get Velexity to be able to.
Yeah, I mean that could possibly happen. So we may well be live tomorrow night. It's going to be interesting to see. We're going to be live on Wednesday night. Hopefully Rusty can help us out on Wednesday, because I know you're getting your El Gato tomorrow for your birthday. So come on. Yeah, invite him, George. Have a chat with him. And we'll be back. I will be back on Wednesday night for F4, F5 night, and that'll be. And we've got classics coming back as well quite soon, aren't we? Chris, come on.
This week.
It is this week. I thought it was. Yeah. I just wanted to be sure. So.
Lovely Italian Grand Prix there as well.
So we'll be there as well. I'll be doing Classics, F4, and we'll hopefully get some of the other divisions covered throughout the week. But from us here, me and Chris, we shall... And Sean, but you were racing, so we don't really care about you. We shall see you later.
That's a really horrible way to end.
I'm sorry, alright? I didn't mean that in a harsh way, but we've got to have a chat with some of the guys. So we shall see you hopefully